Jai Hind everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel which is Explore Yourselves, Banking and General Knowledge etc. Jai Hind. Historical events of 31st May. A journey through time of 31st May 2025 Saturday. Today is that is 31st May highlight in history. 1610 the pageant London's Love to Prince Henry on the River Thames celebrates the creation of Prince Henry as Prince of Wales. 1669, citing poor eyesight as reason, Samuel Pepys records the last event in his diary. 1775, American Revolution. The Mecklenburg resolves are adopted in the province of North Carolina. 1790, Manuel Quimper explores the Strait of Juan de Fuca. 1790, the United States enacts its first copyright statute, the Copyright Act of 1790. 1795, French Revolution. The Revolutionary Tribunal is suppressed. 1805, French and Spanish forces begin the assault against British forces occupying Diamond Rock, Martinique. 1813, in Australia, William Lawson, Gregory Blaxland and William Wentworth reach Mount Blaxland, effectively marking the end of a route across the Blue Mountains. 1859, the clock tower at the Houses of Parliament, which houses Big Ben, starts keeping time. 1862, American Civil War, Peninsula Campaign, Confederate forces under Joseph P. Johnston and G. W. Smith engage Union forces under George B. McClellan outside the Confederate capital of Richmond, Virginia. 1864, American Civil War, Overland Campaign, Battle of Cold Harbor. The Army of Northern Virginia engages the Army of the Potomac. 1879, Gilmore's Garden in New York City is renamed Madison Square Garden by William Henry Vanderbilt and is open to the public at 26th Street and Madison Avenue. 1884, the arrival at Plymouth of Tohoyo, King of Maurice, to claim the protection of Queen Victoria. 1889, Johnstown flood. Over 2,200 people die after a dam fails and sends a 60-foot, 18-meter wall of water over the town of Johnstown, Pennsylvania. 1902, Second Boer War. The Treaty of Barrington ends the war and ensures British control of South Africa. 1906, the attempted regicide of Spanish King Alfonso XIII and Queen Victoria Eugenie on their wedding day instead kills 24. 1909, the National Negro Committee, forerunner to the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People (NNACP), convenes for the first time. 1910, the South Africa Act comes into force, establishing the Union of South Africa. 1911, the RMS Titanic is launched in Belfast, Northern Ireland. 1911, the President of Mexico, Porfirio Diaz, flees the country during the Mexican Revolution. 1916, World War I, Battle of Jutland. The British Grand Fleet engages the High Seas Fleet in the largest naval battle of the war, which proves indecisive. 1921, the Tulsa Race Massacre kills at least 39, but other estimates of black fatalities vary from 55 to about 300. 1924, Hope Development School fire kills 24 people, mostly disabled children. 1935, a 7.7 megawatt earthquake destroys Quetta in modern day Pakistan, killing 40,000. 1941, Anglo-Iraqi War. The United Kingdom completes the reoccupation of Iraq and returns Abdullah to power as regent for Faisal II. 1942, World War II. Imperial Japanese Navy midget submarines begin a series of attacks on Sydney, Australia. 1947, Ferenc Nagy, the democratically elected Prime Minister of Hungary, resigns from office after blackmail from the Hungarian Communist Party, accusing him of being part of a plot against the state. This grants the communists effective control of the Hungarian government. 1951, the Uniform Code of Military Justice takes effect as the legal system of the United States Armed Forces. 1955, the US Supreme Court expands on its Brown versus Board of Education decision by ordering district courts and school districts to enforce educational desegregation at all deliberate speed. 1961, the South African Constitution of 1961 becomes effective, thus creating the Republic of South Africa, which remains outside the Commonwealth of Nations until 1st June 1994, when South Africa is returned to Commonwealth membership. 1961, in Moscow City Court, the Rokotov-Fivysenko show trial begins, despite the Khrushchev thaw to reverse Stalinist elements in Soviet society. 1962, the West Indies Federation dissolves. 1970, the 7.9 megawatt Ancash earthquake shakes Peru with a maximum Mercalli intensity of 8, severe and landslide bridge the town of Yangi, Peru. Between 66,794 and 70,000 were killed and 50,000 were injured. 1971, in accordance with the Uniform Monday Holiday Act passed by the US Congress in 1968, observation of Memorial Day occurs on the last Monday in May for the first time, rather than on the traditional Memorial Day of May 30. 1973, the United States Senate votes to cut off funding for the bombing of Khmer Rouge targets within Cambodia, hastening the end of the Cambodian Civil War. 1973, Indian Airlines Flight 440 crashes near Palam Airport in Delhi, killing 48. 1977, the Trans-Alaska Pipeline System is completed. 1985, United States Canada tornado outbreak. 41 tornadoes hit Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York and Ontario, leaving 76 dead. 1991, by-siege accords in Angola lay out a transition to multi-party democracy under the supervision of the United Nations UNAVEM 2 peacekeeping mission. 2003, Air France retires its fleet of Concorde aircraft. 2005, Vanity Fair reveals that Mark Felt was deep throat. 2008, Usain Bolt breaks the world record in the 100-meter sprint with a wind legal plus 1.7 mile per second, then 9.72 seconds. 2010, Israeli Sayeret 13 commandos boarded the Gaza Freedom Flotilla while still in international waters trying to break the ongoing blockade of the Gaza Strip. 9 Turkish citizens on the flotilla were killed in the ensuing violent affray. 2013, the asteroid 1998 QE2 and its moon make their closest approach to Earth for the next 2 centuries. 2013, a record-breaking 2.6 mile wide tornado strikes near El Reno, Oklahoma, United States, causing 8 fatalities, including 3 storm chasers and over 150 injuries. 2016, Syrian Civil War. The Syrian Democratic Forces launched the Manbij offensive in order to capture the city of Manbij from the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant. 2017, a car bomb explodes in a crowded intersection in Kabul near the German embassy during rush hour, killing over 90 and injuring 463. 2019, a shooting occurs inside a municipal building at Virginia Beach, Virginia, leaving 13 people dead, including the shooter, and 4 others injured. Thank you very much for your support. Request for like, subscribe and